Hey guys, welcome to another Aquascape video. Today we're going to be looking up some easy tips that are a recipe for success in setting up your first planted tank, or your 20th planted tank, or your 49th or 63rd planted tank. They're just good tips. Alright, we're skipping over all that other stuff like your lighting and your filtration and your soil and whatnot. I'm talking about a couple little creatures that you can put in your planted tank to really help things along. And for me, I think they're a must. And I didn't do that in the start of this setup, and now I have them. So let's go over there. Just quickly before we do that, I want to set a like goal of 50 likes. It's not a huge ask. We usually get around 50 likes, but let's see if we can get there in the first day or two. And maybe we can start thinking about getting some prizes and doing higher like goals and all that sort of stuff. More fun, more interaction with you guys. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get 50 likes. Alright, so this is what the tank looks like right now. This is what has been annoying me for a long time. This annoying algae. I started turning the light off a lot more often. And I've just reset it to a different program. What I'm going to do is this plant, you can see the gourami there and some of the little ambertetras. Look how bright red they look under this light. They're stunning. And there's little Otto. Back to what I was talking about. Over here, this green plant at the back, I can't remember the name of it, and I will put it down below so that you can read what I'm talking about. It hasn't worked. Even this has hardly worked. This is the AR Mini. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big gravel vac. We're going to get a bunch of this algae out of the tank. I will trim this and I'll trim that as well, and I'm going to go and steal a plant from one of my other tanks, and we're going to fill this up at the back because this tank's been waiting to be complete for a long time. The other thing you'll notice, there is a crappy little filter there because I'm going to change this UN Systems filter has carked it. It's just, look at this. How pathetic is that output? It's just not doing it properly for us, which doesn't help with the CO2. So that is going back this week, and I'm getting it replaced, and we'll put the new one on, and we'll do that in this video. So let's clean it all up, put the new plants in, get the new filter going. We can remove that filter, and I'm gonna add a big algae eating crew to really finish this tank off. Okay, so this is the tank. We're gonna steal some blue-green algae off. I've had to turn the light off for the last few days and it's already coming back, so I'm just gonna cut that off. This needs a massive trim. This tank's a whole other story. The ambulia. We're gonna take a bunch of this, and we'll probably have enough to really just fill out that background. Sorry, it's a bit too dark there. No better? No, just focus on you. We'll take some of the ones from the top that are much bigger, and we'll put them in there. You'll see this tank is full of tannins. The other one's not, so this will be a bright green. So yeah, let's go clean all that up and add some of these plants in. Okay, so we've removed the filter. I've got the new filter there. I'm not putting the light on yet, but you can see we've got the 2 bags floating. So we have, I think it's 12 Darwin algae eaters. They're gonna help out, get rid of a lot of that gunk. And some very skittish Otocinclus and a couple more ambertetras, so that we can have 12 ambertetras in here and 6 Otocinclus, so that they're all nice and happy. I'm gonna let these guys acclimate for a little bit longer, and we'll come back when the light's on and I'll show you how it's all going. Oh, and we'll set up the filter. Okay, so we're all done. You can already see the ambulia is already growing up, reaching up, and we're getting some red tips as well, because that is something that the ambulia can turn red under the right lighting, which I think we'll probably have the right lighting and all the right conditions. That little school of ambertetras looks amazing under this light. These 2 gourami look alright. They're really skittish. They seem to just chill out and they're all okay, but then when there's some movement they really freak out a bit. I've got one little Otto over there and I'll go around. Can't really see in the back, but there's a whole bunch of Ottos now in the back corner. I've sort of redistributed the AR Mini, so now we've got a proper sort of almost carpet, but we've got the Monte Carlo, then into the AR Mini, back into the Ambulia, and I think we're like fully planted. We're fully complete now. I've trimmed all this. You can see some of the new growth coming through, some of the new growth there. Trimmed all of that back, new growth. Everything's doing really well. I need to trim this. Look how thick that Monte Carlo is. Like, it's a bit hard to see because it's dark, but it's literally going all the way down to there, which is crazy. Now the shrimp, they're in there. Trust me, they're everywhere. There's 12 of them in there. I will try and get a bit more footage so you can see them actually doing the thing in here. But with that cleanup crew, getting rid of the plant that just wasn't growing, and giving this a new lease on life by just trimming it all, cutting it out, replanting it, propagating it all, I think we're going to be on top of our issue. The only issue this tank's going to continually have for the rest of its life, and it's going to do my head in, is this stuff, which, if anyone's been following the setup of this tank, unfortunately we've got some bladder wart in here. Every time I pull it out, I just find more. But I reckon the next time I show you this tank, we're not going to have that algae issue. This is going to rocket right up, and I'm going to be able to really sort of trim everything into place, and we'll be complete. I also, I want to sort of work this out. This does not want to stick properly. You can see I've got much better flow out of the updated canister filter. Exactly the same model, just replaced it with the same thing. But yeah, I put my CO2 there so that I can just push it across the whole tank. But I'll come up with a little bit of a better plan once everything's done, because I want to display this tank properly. Also, actually, while I'm at it, it's kind of cold sometimes, this tank. I have a 100 watt heater back here. Just not cutting it. So I've got a 300 watt Aquascape heater, which I've never used before. Massive overkill, but there was like a $5 price difference between 100 and a 300. So I'm going to put that in here and just make sure that I've got my temperatures right. I put the new programs back on the light, so we're all good to go again. And these guys look stunning. Now I'm on the lookout for lemon tetras. So the next video on this tank will be us putting the lemon tetras in and everything grown in, and it'll all be complete. Let me know what you think about this tank. Is this one of your favorite tanks, or you more of like a Nintendo guy, or just a breeding project guy, or a Pothos girl? Whatever you are, let me know. Oh, little update here. There are so many babies. I just still haven't found any babies old enough to get coloration like that. And I can't wait to start seeing a couple more like him, because he's stunning. Anyway, which is your favorite tank? Really funny thing, I put out a little short video that had a naughty word in it, so it was a bit divisive last week, but it got like 18,000 views like straight away, and a whole bunch of new people joining the channel. So if you're from that video, welcome. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button and hang around, because we've got plenty of new content coming out every week. And we've got live streams coming back.
What a wonderful world.